we're fumbling through this because we don't have Charlie today. So like triple checking everything, making sure that
This is good.
we're not messing things up.
Okay.
This is what happens, man. People think this is easy. I mean, nobody has commented and said this is easy. Let me be real, but
everyone's bad.
But people don't realize like how much goes into this. And we had everything like pre-set up. Like Charlie basically child-proofed this for us. So
Hello, beautiful people. My name is Davi. I'm joined by Abe. Welcome back to another Redox reaction. And for today, we got episode 2 of season 1 of The Bear. And for our viewers and listeners, we hope you guys are doing well. Just a quick heads up, this episode is also available on Patreon and Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Patreon for the uncut reaction, Apple Podcasts and Spotify for the discussion portion of the show. Woo! Abe, how you doing?
what an intro.
What an intro. Abe, how you doing?
I am good, bro. Crazy first episode. If you're new here, if you're finding our page because we're reacting to The Bear, if you haven't seen our other stuff, we react to a few different television shows. You can see we have playlists for those, and we are finally reacting to The Bear, which people have been asking for. Please consider subscribing if you are new, if you're just finding us. We're so close to 2,000 subscribers. This might have already hit 2,000 by the time that this comes out. Who knows? But we really appreciate the support. Just wanted to do that little plug there. We just watched episode 1. We're kind of doing these back to back because we have some time while Charlie is busy. But yeah, bro, what an intro.
Yeah, it was insane, man. And just a quick heads up, we're sorry that I know a lot of people, when it's 30-minute episodes, they want us to combine 2 episodes together. But with time purposes and just editing wise, right now we can only do 1 episode for each. So that's how we're gonna go for now. But hopefully, in the future we combine both episodes. We don't know, but for now we're sticking with 1 episode, 1 reaction.
Yes.
Wow, what a pilot. It was
Great pilot.
the filmmaking was great. The narrative is very engaging. I'm invested.
It's so interesting because like just talking about the word pilot, it's so different nowadays than what it used to be.
Oh yeah.
Because we watched the Sopranos pilot, and from the pilot to the second episode, like it feels like a completely different thing because back then, I mean, it still happens, but like less so now. You really had to sell networks and audiences on that pilot.
Yes.
To be able to push your narrative and for people to really feel like this is a show worth watching and a show worth being on air. It feels like now like pilots is like they're going deep into that symbolism. So I hope they nothing really changes in terms of stylistic from the pilot, because everything that was in that is beautiful. But I'm assuming they made this all in 1 shoot and it was all greenlit and
yeah, no, it looks like they probably greenlit a whole episode,
a whole season.
A whole season. That's what I mean. Excuse me, a whole season, and they got the funding, and that's how FX did it. Cool. So I'm excited, man. Let's get into it. Here we go. We're starting in 3, 2, 1.
Chefs, table 38, 2 people. Hey. Table 23, 4 people. Hey.
So we're getting
backstory.
Wow.
I also love these like cold opens. You know what I mean? Just goes right into it. No theme song, no nothing.
Wait on 31, chefs. Hey.
I could be wrong, but the grading feels different.
It does. It's different.
It looks different here. Where in episode 1, it felt more film.
Why do you hire idiots? Do you like working with idiots?
I'll do better.
Say yes, chef.
Yes, chef. Sorry, chef. 8,
52,
13,
14.
29, chef.
Why are you serving broken sauce? You have a short man's complex. You can barely reach over this fucking table,
Jesus.
Oh my God.
Watching Whiplash.
You're terrible at this. You're no good at it. Go faster, motherfucker. Going faster. Why are you so slow? Why are you so fucking slow? Why say this? Say yes, chef. I'm so tough.
Yes, chef. I'm so tough.
See, not tough. You are bullshit. You are talentless. Say fucking hands.
Hands.
You should be dead.
That was fire. What the hell?
Hands. Somebody fucking hands to me.
The parallel.
Yeah, it's such a good scene setter, like the contrast between the 2 settings.
Operate at a higher level without consistency.
I like this level. I like this level.
Yeah, well, at the French Laundry, you know how much time we'd spend?
Well, go fuck your French Laundry. Halfway around the world to learn all this fancy, useless fucking bullshit. To West Lawrence Avenue and learn every level.
West Lawrence? You talking about DeVry?
Yeah, exactly.
DeVry.
Legit do anything to go to Norma.
And eat bugs.
And be inspired.
Oh, God, and be lame.
Guys, the cream machine is broken.
Oh, yikes.
Oh, that sucks.
Graduated? Fuck no.
We had ice cream.
Something to do so he stops freaking running his mouth. is like one of the things that I think is the hardest about like it's so important to keep your kitchen clean.
Oh yeah.
But it's also so stressful to cook in general. Like tired you have to be after a day. If you're the one cooking and cleaning up your whole kitchen, it's insane.
I worked at Chipotle for a couple months. It's Chipotle, very different.
Yeah, no, but you're
it's
still
just
cooking fresh food.
Yeah, and it's like that we had to doing like an 8-hour shift was gosh,
it's insane.
It was so
I bet, bro.
tiring.
You come home and be dead.
Mm-hmm.
Is this set? Do we know this is set in Chicago?
Chicago, yes.
Makes sense. Second show he's in that's set in Chicago. Is he from there?
Gotta be.
PB&J,
That's
chips,
so
and a
accurate.
Coke.
Like they cook good food, but they get home, they just gotta eat what they got. What they
Yeah.
got.
Jay probably smacks though.
99-cent ramen.
True.
Oh, here we go.
Be in another nightmare.
Yeah.
Let's-
Table 16, 17, table 23. Order.
Go faster, motherfucker. Why are you so slow? Why are you so fucking Take a break.
Yeah, I wanted them to keep the chaos going, and it's still going. In my brain, bro.
My God.
Of these cut to blacks.
Because that's commercial break.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was like, is that a thing? Like,
Yeah.
forget it's a network TV show.
Yeah.
Meals in the car that made you when you held that job.
Banger, man.
The bedtime. Wanted to say thanks for this past week. It's been a really great opportunity, but I want to do more. I want more to do, yeah. And I want to get paid. I get paid to stage. I want to get paid to work here. Do some extra credit, though. Typically, we're getting killed on labor from 11 to 9. That's dumb. We should be open from 11 to 2 for lunch and 5 to 9 for dinner. I mentioned you're spending money on pretty high-end stuff. Not yet, no, but this, I mean, because 20% of them could cover my yearly salary. That's not even accounting for other people's, you know? Sleeping on to-goes, that's business just sitting right there. Packaging, right. On page 27, there's actually a pretty good layout of just that.
Page 27.
Yeah, it's graphics.
She's legit. She got this whole thing figured out. Lean on somebody, though.
Yeah. To accept the help, I think.
What's happening here?
Inspector?
Sure, Chicago Board of Health. I'm here to inspect the property.
Okay, Nancy, hi. I'm Carmen Berzado. I'm the owner.
He's the owner's brother, actually. Let's see some kind of identification.
What the loves to cause problems, bro.
Interesting.
It's pretty damn official.
It's a whole badge and everything. I didn't know it was a badge.
Yeah.
You need anything? Just find us, make yourself at home, okay? Thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
On the pod that it's not necessarily flour that's expensive, but the shipping. So we could just have somebody go and pick it up.
Yeah, Marcus.
Okay, sure, Marcus, great.
No, I can only be Marcus.
It only be Marcus.
Sweeps, Tina, and Ibra don't drive.
What about Richie?
Suspended license.
Well, I'm driving this morning.
Walked in here a couple days ago, and now she's running shit just like that.
Oh.
I would do anything to work at
jeez.
Noma. Bitch, look over.
It's one of 100 things we could be doing to save costs.
Sydney.
Look, I'm sure this is all correct, okay, but it's a lot. Look, the job you're describing goes way outside what I can afford to pay a suit, which I can barely afford already. With the intention of turning this into an efficient, respectable place of business run by adults.
Fucking yes, shit!
Eventually.
As he proceeds to cuss right after.
Does anybody know how dangerous this is?
Yo,
No, it wasn't dangerous.
What's dangerous?
Miss Chor, until you pulled it out.
I discovered a large hole in the tile. Looks like a former gas line next to the stovetops. Not only was it not properly drywalled and caulked, but someone clogged the hole with napkins and then proxied over it
Don't
with
look at me.
some kind of plastic.
Jesus.
Potential cross-contaminant. Additionally, no hot water in the hand station.
Okay, well, that
water
one,
actually is suggested.
Miss Chor,
Code states any sink near a prep area needs to deliver instantly hot water to prevent the spread of bacteria.
Yeah.
And I left a pack of cigarettes on the stovetop near the burners.
Jesus, bro.
fucker.
Say that again.
Motherfucker!
Actually, say it again, you fucking idiot!
You're about to get fucking power washed, cause
Yeah?
4 violations lead me to a choice. I award you a C.
No! Wait, no. Just wait. You know what? I'm gonna cock that shit right now.
Oh,
okay?
oh, it doesn't matter how fast you do it. I can't come back to test for 30 days.
Yeah, well, it'll take 5. No, no, no. Don't touch that. It will take 5.
No.
Cock. Let me fucking cock.
There's no.
To me, you want to run this place, you fucking.
How do you know they're not your sick?
Because I'm not a fucking dude.
How do you know they're not?
Jesus.
Do? You're gonna go to the hardware store. You're gonna get some joint compound. You're gonna get some cock, and you're gonna cock that shit.
Okay.
Cocked it up. You're gonna cock it out.
Okay, well, since it's expired, FYI.
Drove in this morning.
That's
You want to help? You can take him.
no. I'll Uber. Thank you.
Grow up.
Thank
Surge
you.
rates, fucko.
They expense that on the restaurant's dime. Jesus. I saw, bro, he causes so many problems already.
I graduated with a C.
Hey, C's get degrees.
They do. Keep restaurants open for that long, though.
Fucking.
I will fix it. Fac always fixes it. The kids come in, they break it. What happens? I fix the balls. Fac always fixes the balls.
Fix it!
I fix the
Leave
Take the
frickin'
cigarette.
cigarettes down there. At least it's not near the burner.
Oh no.
Who's this?
Always talk to somebody who works
No,
here.
no, 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 no. I can find this myself.
Oh, of course. This type of dude, bro.
Entire life, I had to listen to everybody acting all worried about him all the time. He's a baby. Don't get Carmine into trouble.
He's venting to her.
Baby 2 months, Sydney. Nobody give a fuck.
Okay, I'm sorry about that, but none of that, like, messed up the wall that we're here to fix. So, Michael wanted to work at the restaurant.
Because he's a little bitch, probably.
The deal with Michael.
He shot himself in the head 4 months ago.
See?
You guys, like, did on your mom's side, or
He was my best friend.
Not even related.
To each other. They just us. We call each
Yeah,
other
we
cousin,
got it.
brother.
Hey, we got rubber ceiling.
I'm gonna find somebody who works here.
No. I got this.
Got this place packed. That's only like a week of survival cash.
Exhausting. Listen to this.
Hey, what's going on?
I asked you where you've been. This place is bullshit, right? I mean, you're never gonna fix it. You're in business historically has a lower success rate than Chicago fucking Bears.
Damn.
Jesus.
And we're not even getting into the money I lent your brother.
Boy. Oh, he's coming to collect?
No, Michael took money from you.
I mean, it took a lot of money from me. Infusions for this place, you know, term loans, which you never paid back. Gotta hold you responsible.
How much?
$1,000.
Oh, my God.
Christ, Jimmy.
Jesus Christ is right, Carm. Not like you put it into this place. Like some kid painted it with his ass.
I was going to say, where the hell did the 300 grand go?
100 grand? Tapping.
The money.
Question. Said he was gonna franchise the place, but you knew that was bullshit.
Gave it to him.
Them too. Do the easy thing here. Tell it to me.
No. Just said restaurants are bad for business.
Who says I'm gonna keep it a restaurant?
The money, Jimmy. Promise you.
You know why you want to work for that little stunard?
Good. Whether you like it or not, he's incredibly talented, and we could all learn a lot from him. You know, he was one of Food and Wine's best new chefs when he was 21.
Oh my God. He
he's
was
right.
one of Food and Wine's best new chefs? Is that what you just told me? That changes everything.
Really, oh, the restaurant could be good. No, you know that. Have to be a place where the food is shitty and where everybody acts shitty and feels shitty. Like, it could be a good, legit spot.
Okay, you know what, Sydney? You're getting a little aggressive, and I think maybe you should just pause. Fuck the shit you keep calling me. Wrong with her? Crying too. She's at this different school, and those kids are a bunch of fuck faces. Sweetie, ain't so good. Wrong.
Daughter.
Scared about. Do great. Promise. Don't. I'm gonna give you $500.
What?
See you on Friday, right? Of course, I still love you. You so much. I love you more and more every day, if that's possible. My daughter's going through a phase.
Yeah. How old is she?
It's 5. Army. Wine's best new dickhead.
Let it go.
Fucked up those cigarettes.
Admitting something?
Sorry, about Michael.
Got the wrong cock, I think.
Oh, my God.
I didn't.
Oh, I'm so dead. He's like looking out for everybody.
Yo, the soundtrack is great.
Mm-hmm.
His password 11111.
Oh, my God.
Pete?
You want to pick up the phone?
Dinner.
I apologized.
Oh,
I heard. I also heard there's a C in the window. Nice.
Listen, sugar. Up in the middle of the night, cooking a bunch of wrapped frozen shit. I almost set my apartment on fire.
Happen a lot.
Look at the thing.
Pete and I have been going lately, and it's actually been really nice.
Yeah, of course Pete would go.
Oh, shut the fuck up. Sweetie, say anything.
Oh, copy that.
Mom's chicken.
I'm fine. You know, I have trouble breathing sometimes, and I wake up screaming.
Menu ideas?
Right out of nowhere. I don't want to bother you, okay?
No, you're not bothering me, but that isn't, like, unscary. Breathing problems start.
Sometime in New York. Throwing up every day before work.
Oh my God. Ready?
I'm throwing up.
No, it was awful. Chef was a piece of shit.
Stay there.
Was the food good?
I always say a big part of the job is taking care of people, right? You can't really do that if you're not taking care of yourself then. You'd ask for help.
Called boyfriend needed some excuse to like talk to her. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. He's gonna call and ask for money.
What's that?
Shoot, the letter.
He's gonna open it.
Yeah.
It's like he's jealous, bro. Oh, he is gonna open it. Yeah. Oh, it's hiding it back. Worse than opening it.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
One more sausage pepper, one more to go.
One more sausage pepper, one more to go, chef.
He's buying into it now. The chef back and forth. He's changing the culture a little bit.
Slowly but surely, you know, it's happening.
You come in tomorrow?
Yeah, you're hired.
Yeah.
Chef.
In there?
Yeah. I'm just gonna burn one. I haven't had one all day. I'll see you in a second, right?
I'm those type of families that you argue, and then you'll be fine. Oh, it was his cigarettes, bro.
Oh, shoot.
He's losing it. Oh, shit. Not good. Own up. Stress that Richie's in because he thought it was his. Fully convinced. Mm-hmm.
Another good one. You see, the big emphasis on this was the whole health inspector, and how they got a C in that. Really bad for Morton getting, but but what stood out to me in this episode was the intro, specifically getting the backstory of the bear and working in New York City, and how that shaped up to where he is currently right now, and the contrast of where he was before and after, and it kind of felt like he still hasn't gotten better, and also mentally, but also the effects of it is also the stuff that occurred after with the passing of his brother. So you can tell he's just had it really hard for a while, and you just sympathize with him, and you feel really bad, and you just want to
see him succeed so badly.
This is a success story that you're hoping that everything goes well for him. But the whole cigarette thing at the end, is he gonna own up to it? Is he not? But Abe, specifically, what stood out to you with this episode?
I think you called out one of the highlights with the intro, specifically the contrast between the two settings. I love how they set you up. Some of the grading you kind of mentioned changed. It just in general to me, it was like the setting is a cleaner. The colors are completely different. It's white and blue, very like clean cut, rigid, to show like this level of excellence. But in a way, also kind of like a lack of some spice,
perfect,
some flavor,
but it's not perfect.
You're right. Something felt lacking. It felt like sterile. It felt almost like a hospital. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was a very different contrast to the restaurant. The restaurant's like, grease stains and people chatting and whatever, and not so much assembly line rigidness that's going on there. I think that was a super good contrast to have, but specifically that chef, that it looked like Carm was a sous chef for this chef who's like hurling verbal abuse at him the entire time that he's preparing food. Firstly, it reminded me of Whiplash. For anyone who's seen one of my favorite films, it reminded me of J.K. Simmons' character of like preaching excellence by like verbally abusing you and telling you that you're not good enough so that you are constantly trying to surpass that idea that you're not good enough.
Gene Cousineau too, you know.
I wouldn't put them on that level, but yeah, it's this putting you down and belittling you so badly that you feel the need to prove yourself is what it felt like. That was a little bit shocking to me, but then, you know, you start to see things, you know, we saw things in the first episode, and now we saw, you know, specifically in this episode, some signs of like anxiety for Carm.
Yeah.
And strict also like performance anxiety, right? Like wanting to perform well at his job, make sure the restaurant's afloat, everything like that. And to me, it felt like some of that came from this guy.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they specifically mentioned that first restaurant that popped up was New York, but he was talking to his sister on the phone, mentioning how, you know, in New York, he was throwing up every day before work. I know people who have had anxiety and like really severe anxiety, and that is how it manifests sometimes is by, you know, you throwing up, your stomach being super upset.
You wake up really nauseous.
Yeah. So to me, it's all pointing to, you know, specific signs of anxiety and stress, which I think is obviously key to what's happening here.
Yeah. I wanna go and talk about Sydney. How has she stood out to you in these first 2 episodes? Her role specifically.
It's interesting because it felt like in the first episode, Sydney has not been able to, or Carm has not been able to lean on Sydney, but also it feels like Sydney's been reaching out to him and trying to like call out to him and be like, I'm here for you and be a support system. And this episode, it felt like Carm was trying to do that and trying to reach out a little bit, but not fully knowing how to. And that's why it felt like he called Pete. So he had some sort of excuse. Oh, I apologize. Did you hear about that? And then they get to talking a little bit. She finds out about him throwing up in New York, about these spells he has of like waking up in the middle of the night and cooking random shit that's like frozen and packaged, and just like, you know, the stress is like completely taking over. So it feels like he's able to talk about that now, but it's very slow coming. And one thing that we can see with Carm is it feels like he doesn't fully trust anyone, and
definitely see that.
Doesn't have anyone that he feels is like consistently supporting him. Although there are people who are trying, mainly Sugar and Sydney.
Yeah.
I think that is the biggest thing. And then with Sydney specifically, she's like trying to help him out with the restaurant. Also, I just realized, I think you asked me about Sydney and I went on a tangent about his sister.
You're good. You're good.
But Sydney is like, she has it all. Like, she's super talented. And then she wants to support him in the best way. She kind of understands the dynamics that are happening around in the kitchen. And she's out here putting together this like 100-page plan and has everything.
Do you think she's doing too much right now?
It depends. I personally don't think she's doing too much. I think that they're not ready to hear it yet. Like, they're not ready to receive it.
Got it.
I don't think the issue is on her end. I think the issue is on everybody else's. There's just too much stress for the other people to take it in. Like, and they're so much more involved because they're family and they've been in this like business. Even though Carm hasn't been there for forever, he's been in the family and he has that. Sydney's a little bit more removed, so she can like think with more of a clear head. They can't. Like, there's too much shit going on.
And that's causing already a shift in the dynamics of the kitchen, where you had what's her name? Tina
was talking shit.
Yeah, Tina's already, gossiping, being like, yo, she's already doing too much. So she's already coming in, feeling like she already owns the place.
Yeah. I want to be a Noma. This ain't Noma. Yeah.
So that's why I asked that question. Is she overstepping in a sense? Maybe she needs to take a step back. But I don't know. In this situation, I don't even know what you do. I think what Sydney's doing, I think is correct, because I think she's trying to open everyone's eyes up. Whereas Carm, he's trying to open people's eyes, but he's doing it in a very aggressive manner, in a very stressful manner, that it's not coming out positively to his workers. And when they do it, they take it to an offense. Whereas Sydney is like, nah, I understand, because I've studied this. I know the culture of, what it is to work in culinary. So she takes it and I think tries to project what she's from him to the others so they can have a better perspective.
Yeah. I mean, we see where Carm's background, right? Like all the abuse and everything. It's not like he's putting that out front there, but it's like he's almost demanding respect in the same way that it was demanded of him, but he doesn't realize his audience is not like, you know, ready to give their respect, right? Like he went there willingly and chose to go to work every day for an abusive chef. That's not the case with these people. Like they had a completely different boss prior. They had completely different things going on, and you know, it's a whole different scenario. So in my eyes, you know, he needs to approach the situation differently. But the key thing with Sydney that I think is important is she really recognizes how people work. Like the part with Richie, she was so intentional on trying to get him to get the right caulk, to get the right products, right? And, you know, she's like, oh, maybe we should ask somebody in the store. Meanwhile, she knows the whole time which caulk to get, because she knows if she, you know, suggests to him, he's kind of the macho, whatever. He doesn't want to, you know, feel emasculated and whatnot. She lets him pick the wrong one and backs him up by picking in the right one.
She's like, nah, here you go.
And you see how he appreciated it. Like, she understands people very well, is what I can see from her. So I think her character is almost like, seems like she's going to be kind of the glue.
But do you think that will come back to bite her, where she's just going to be, you know, this is enough. I want the recognition now.
I don't know. She doesn't really seem like the type to
just an idea that I'm.
Yeah, it could be. We don't. I feel like we don't know her character enough.
No, yeah, we don't. We're only 2 episodes in.
Yeah, we'll find out. We'll definitely see how it progresses. But I think it's still early, and we'll see her character develop and what route she takes, if she's here to help or if she's ultimately going to be a barrier to the situation.
I know we're only 2 episodes in, but we're watching Barry, The Sopranos, and now The Bear. 3 shows that definitely dive into the psyche of these characters in their respective environment. I want to ask you, do you think there's similarities between them, or do you think they're vastly different from one another?
They are vastly different, but there's so many like thematic parallels, right? Like the biggest one that I see is like occupation causing stress. Like that is literally the essence of Barry, of Sopranos, and of The Bear. Like all 3 are the main character is having this internal battle because of their work and what they do for a living. And that's real. You know what I mean? Like, granted, like Barry and The Sopranos, like we're talking about a mob boss and a hitman. Like those are not, you know, occupations that
talking about illegal jobs. One is a legal job.
Right, exactly. But I think there's something to that a lot of people can relate to, in the sense of how your work can cause stress, or how your work can, you know, affect your mental state and affect how you treat people around you and everything like that. So, you know, regardless of the fact of, you know, you're not a chef, you're not a hitman, you're not a mob boss, you know, people can relate to the fact that really high stressors at work can cause you to have anxiety, to have, you know, different psychological things come up that, you know, affect your relationships and all that. So I definitely think that there's some parallels for sure.
Yeah.
And the just in the terms of type of show, like these are all very cinematic shows and very narrative driven, right? Like we're focused on a single character and how that character's progression is, and it's all centered around that the filmmaking is very pointed to drive the narrative and to, you know, convey the emotions that the character is feeling and the situation. So while there are different, you know, styles of filmmaking, I think they all kind of live within that realm of like cinematic TV, which I love.
Yeah, and I think that started because of The Sopranos, and seeing the effects of The Sopranos into today's television is incredible. We see how that show still lives on till this day.
Yeah.
Wow, like man, specifically always, you know, makes this what I'm loving about this show is the visual cues, man. It's been phenomenal.
So good.
When it comes to, like I said, that intro is what stood out to me. It kept me so engaged, but also vastly different from where he is today, where the Bear is, Carm, and working when he was working in New York City. It's just incredible. It's incredible filmmaking, and man, I'm like I said, I'm engaged, man. I'm ready for the next episode.
Yeah.
But going forward, what are you looking forward to the most? I don't know. What is something that has caught your attention, and what do you want to see develop? narratively?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for me is the relationship between Carm and Richie. We saw in this episode, Richie finds a letter, what seems to be a letter from Carm's brother. He puts it on his desk and then decides to take it back and put it
exactly where it was.
Yeah. What did you get from that? Because for me, this is like there's so much conflict between the two of them, and this is just adding to the conflict. So what did you feel like was some of the motivation for him doing that? And what was his feeling when he found that letter?
Well, so Richie was Michael's best friend.
Mm-hmm.
And I think my understanding of that scene specifically, I think it points to the fact that Richie may have never gotten a letter from Michael, and Michael wrote a letter to Carm instead. And I think maybe when he saw that, he was like, okay, he left this letter for Carm and leave it on his desk. But I think instantly when he put it, I think he was kind of hurt that Michael may have not written a letter for him. And he was like, you know what? This is not my business. I'm going to put it back.
Yeah.
And maybe the conversation he had with Sydney as well in the car, maybe that was an eye opener for him. And I think it was leading towards a good development, a positive development. And I think he just quickly snapped back to his character.
The Richie that we've been presented.
Yeah. What did you think?
I agree with everything that you said. I think to take it a little bit deeper, I am feeling like a lot of jealousy.
Oh, yeah.
I'm feeling like hurt like you described. I'm wondering if there's already been this conflict in the conversations of like, you know, he left the restaurant to me, not to you type of thing.
And it's crazy. He says it to his face in front of everyone.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's wild, bro.
Oh, yeah.
That is wild.
But this is like, you know, there are families and people who when they argue, like they put their business out there. And sometimes that's good for people. And it could be good, right? Like it could be cathartic. It could also be a way to just like put the cards on the table, right? And you're not doing things behind people's back. But in this case, like he said that, and you know, that stuff was out in the open, but there's clearly some hurt that he's hiding, because otherwise there's no reason for him to hide that letter again.
Yeah, no.
You know what I mean? And I also think he wants to kind of keep Carm in his place, right? He keeps talking about being bossed around by a toddler and whatever. And if anything in that letter is going to be any sort of positive motivation from Michael, it's kind of like dilute his message of like, you're just a kid. You don't know what you're doing. Like this restaurant, you don't know anything about this. I know this business. You know what I mean? Like, I think maybe he's worried about that as well. So yeah, that's I'm curious to see how that finding that letter is gonna come about, and if he's ever gonna find out that, you know,
that Richie knew about it. I mean,
exactly.
Richie could be completely oblivious about it and just
pretend like he has no idea.
And that may be it, but I don't think so.
Yeah, we'll find out.
We'll find out as it develops. But man, this is a good show. But y'all, thank you so much for watching and listening to this episode. We'll be back for episode 3 of this season. If you're new here, please consider subscribing, comment your thoughts, and like this video. See you soon for more The Bear Season 1. Peace, y'all.
See ya.